America, my name is Osei-Frimpong. I come to you live every Thursday about this time. You're about to get a twofer. I just filmed a quick video telling you why Heather McGee is wrong, but not a lot of you guys know who Heather McGee is. The people who do will get a lot out of the video. The people who don't should click on the video and they'll get a lot out of it also. And but a lot of people do know what student loans are and have been sold aspirations instead of actual cultural connections and opportunities. So we sell aspirations instead of opportunities, and that is a big old hustle. We sell people magic beans. If you just take this one coding class, you'll be great. Come say hi to the people. Come. You need your sister? Okay. I don't know where she is. I'm talking to the people right now, so you can come say hi to the people. Come say hi to the people. That's my boy. All right. So, he's climbing over here. My son, you're about to meet him. Come on, Bayard. All right. So, we sell aspiration as an alternative to actually selling concrete opportunities, and we don't we aren't honest about the cultural infrastructure that's required to actually fulfill these aspirations. So we'll sell people student loans and then a surprise when it just doesn't all work out. So come meet the people. This is my youngest son. Can you wave at the people? All right. You can wave. You can smile at them too if you want. It's your choice. All right. So we sell aspiration as opposed to the actual concrete goods. You want to get out now? Someday. All right, we sell people aspiration as opposed to the concrete goods, and then what happens is that when the bill is due, turns out that you can't eat aspiration. Right? We don't, and we don't. You know, that we do it to the most vulnerable people who don't know about how deep the cultural connections need to go. And we don't tell them about the levers of power. And you throw on top of that the dubious level of morality of all kind of understandings of success and what constitutes success. And then the whole thing's going to be a mess, right? So we sell aspiration, we instill it to them, and then we lie about all of the conditions that uphold and would realize that aspiration. And then also, you remember, we're selling it to people who are on the bottom side of all of these institutions. And we're not selling them justice in the institutions. We're selling them like a ticket to become on the winning side of these unjust institutions. And that's going to be fraught for them in 1,000 different ways, right? So they're going to balk or stutter at some of the psychopathy that's been normalized in these institutions, and then they're going to get punished for stuttering. This is why, hiring black people is dangerous, because we might get moral. I really like those shows where they have like a hidden camera, and black people usually do very well on those shows. They have a hidden camera and something ethically dubious goes on, and it's always like not always, but often is some black guy who's like, no, I'm not going to go along with that, and We do pretty good on those hidden camera shows. Whereas the white people have been culturally acclimated into surviving very well in those morally dubious waters and thriving in an injustice, and those hidden camera shows do the wrong thing. So, we sell aspiration without changing the dubious institutions, and then are surprised when, either for external or internal reasons, the vulnerable populations don't do well in those institutions. And that, like, the external reasons would be like, it turns out the institution's overtly racist. The internal institution is that reason will be that it turns out that those institutions depend on you being an awful human being, and you might be unwilling to do that. Or like not so willing to do that as like your white counterpart. And so you get punished. I mean, a lot of black people who listen to the show have been fired from their jobs for doing the right thing for black people. Because if you want to keep your job in the United States, it often comes at the expense of other black people, or lying to white people about black people, or just lying to white people in general about themselves. And so if you're not willing to do that, then, or if someone else is willing to do that a little bit faster, with a little bit more rapidity, then you will get passed over, right? So selling aspirations without the cultural connections or knowledge of the levers of power and, you know, the willingness to actually change the institution that's actually doing the work into like a more just institution is actually just setting up these people for failures. And then we get them to sell themselves, right? That's what happens when you, with student loan debt. Like that's the problem. We get you to mortgage yourself, to invest in yourself, to mortgage yourself for the sake of becoming a part of an institution that's not meant for you, that was meant to exclude you. And even if it's formally not meant to exclude you, will have you degrading yourself and your people as part of being jumped into the gang, right? So there's a whole lot of that. Also, you know, it's not an accident that so many professional athletes are conservatives. A lot of professional athletes are conservatives because they have like groomed themselves to do whatever it takes. And like a lot of professional wrestlers are conservative too, because you got to do whatever Vince McMahon tells you what to do. But just athletes in general are going to be, they've groomed themselves into doing whatever it takes. And whatever it takes might not like allow for a quality of critical reflection that would produce, you know, model citizenry. So we sell aspiration, and then without the cultural connections or the knowledge of the levers of power that will actually realize that aspiration. And then we punish people for actually having aspirations. And that's a lot of the student debt story. And that's a lot of stories, not just student debt, but the idea that we aren't serious about racial or labor justice. Instead, we'll just sell aspiration and hope that does the job, or hope that passes the buck until we can get out of town when the merry-go-round music stops. By the way, that's a lot of my problem with youth programs. Youth programs are tailored toward the youth because they don't know what to do with black 25-year-olds. And if you don't know what to do with black 25-year-olds, you have no business talking to the youth. Right? So the idea is that we'll do all these great youth programs and do youth funding because the kids are the future. And the idea is that, and so the administrators get paid today for a program that won't show itself not to work for another 15 years. So when the kids in that youth program are still as degraded as their parents, it won't matter because 15 years has gone by and the administrator of that youth program has now skipped town or, sailed away, has paid off their house on aspirations, on community aspirations for the youth. Right? So, by the way, if you like what I'm doing, you should go over to www.funkyacademic.com and kick in $5, $15, or $50 because the aspiration hustle is huge. And it's not just we sell aspirations to individuals, we sell aspirations to entire communities. Like I said, a lot of people get money from white liberals by selling those white liberals aspirations concerning black youth. And when those programs don't work, the liberals don't care because they have nice jobs. And the person who sold that aspirations already skipped town. Right? So that is the problem. That is one of the problems. Right? Thank you for your time. And I will talk to you next week about something different. I had a different show planned, but I read this Heather McGee piece. And anyway, take care. I'll see you later. Bye.